Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
And we're back. An update here.
Yes.
We spoke about Powers last week.
Yes, and I said that it was only available on PlayStation and stuff, and it's not. It's also available on Crackle, and so there'll be commercials there, but you don't have to have a PlayStation to do that, and that's cool.
Yeah, be nice to our Microsoft friends.
Yeah. And people who just want to watch a show with Eddie Izzard as the bad guy.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want to watch a show with Eddie Izzard as the bad guy?
Exactly.
And that also kind of leads into the first story, because they announced Power Season 2 is May 31st, and that's cool. They're going to start, it's going to be the same as last season. They're going to front load 3 episodes, and then week by week they'll lay out the rest of them. But if you plan on watching Season 1, you need to do that as quickly as possible without going to the PlayStation Twitter feed, the PlayStation Facebook feed, the PlayStation front page.
They all spoil it for you, so...
Yeah, and it's the absolute biggest thing that happened, that is literally the last thing that happened in Season 1, is like, here's that thing, what happened? and yeah, so...
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in them for that. But I'm really excited about Season 2 because, yeah.
What I'm really excited about is backwards compatible games, because we're getting more of them, and we've got Assassin's Creed, Grid 2, Dark Souls. Fantastic. Side note in there, I don't know if anyone else is having this problem, but a couple people I talked to had the problem of cannot purchase the game through the Xbox store. It shows it on your Xbox One, it shows the game, and you get an error saying you can't purchase it.
Huh. And that was even after the update?
That was after the update.
Okay. Well, hopefully they'll get that ironed out soon.
Yeah.
But you said that some of them were available, though.
Yeah, some of them were available.
Okay.
Some of them weren't. Dark Souls didn't show up. If you after the update, if you look at the Xbox store and go into games, it shows a list of games, and one category is backwards compatible games.
Okay.
Dark Souls is not on there.
Which is how we told them to do it.
Exactly. It's exactly how we told them to do it, and they listened.
You're welcome.
And if you go down there, it shows backwards compatible games, and Dark Souls is not on it. But if you search for it, you can find it if you search for it by name. Then if you click it, it says this is not available for purchase on your Xbox One.
So they're still ironing out some kinks, but a lot of them are in there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Tekken Tag 2, though.
Yeah.
I like Tekken Tag 2. Tekken Tag 2 is fun.
I like Tekken. Fun stuff.
Speaking of really cool and fun stuff, the Xbox Gold games this week, or this month rather,
Yeah. For the next
awesome.
month. Yeah.
Like, it's really good stuff. You've got Wolf Among Us and Sunset Overdrive for Xbox One, and then
you have Dead Space and Saints Row 4 for Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I don't know what Sony could do to beat this. Like
it's an awesome lineup,
including
one of their because like they have their Gears and their Halos, they're established IPs, but Sunset Overdrive and Ori and the Blind Forest, so far for me, are the 2 most appealing Xbox One exclusives. Yeah, and Sunset Overdrive is bonkers. It looks like so much fun, and I can't wait to play it.
I'd say other than like the Halo franchise and obviously Gears, which is coming out later this year. Other than those, I'd say those are the biggest exclusive ones that I can think of. And I still haven't played Sunset Overdrive, so I'm glad I waited. It's supposed to be really ridiculous and fun. I do find it funny that Sunset Overdrive and Saints Row are both coming out the same month, because they are both just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, ridiculous is fun.
Yes, it is.
So we have some stuff that kind of ties in better with the backwards compatible stuff. But
on the Sony side of things.
On the Sony side of things, Bully and Manhunt are now available on PS4, which are Rockstar games. Yes. Not necessarily the one that everybody wants, because everybody wants Red Dead.
We want Red Dead.
But these two are pretty awesome.
They are awesome. I would like Manhunt 2 as well. I wish they just come out with Manhunt 2 and Bully. There's no reason to hold Manhunt 2 back. Unless it was legal reasons, because Manhunt 2 had...
I'm learning a lot more about like the legal reasons that sometimes these things don't happen, and the difficulty, because I know that I was learning this past week that one of the big issues with Earthbound coming out was that Nintendo didn't have the rights to all of the music
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just weird stuff like that we never know about.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they came out and said some of this, like, hey, this
we're working on this.
We're working on it, or this is part of the reason.
Unless they couldn't because they were already in like a legal tie-up or something.
Yeah,
like
or we don't talk about ongoing investigations.
Sure.
That
Well,
kind of thing.
I was thinking, speaking of investigations, I was thinking more in the lines of the ultra-violence in Manhunt 2. Manhunt's bad. Manhunt 2 is even worse.
Yeah.
That is one of the few games that there are a lot of games that give you emotional responses, and that game gave me the emotional response of, I need to walk away. I need to do something else because this is sick. And
I had that moment at one point in Spec Ops: The Line.
Yeah.
There is a particular scene
Yeah.
that I could not like it.
Couldn't justify it. Right?
Well, no. The cutscene ends,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the game goes back, and then you're being shot out by people, and I was like, I don't even care if you like.
After the cutscene, you felt that way?
Maybe I deserve to die.
See, mine was more of like, how do you, like, you're walking around, spoilers for Manhunt 2, because there's not a lot you can spoil in this game. You escape from a prison with another, psychiatric ward prison, whatever, with another inmate, and you're going around, like, a residential area, and he's like, you should kill this guy. And I'm like, I guess I should kill this guy. And it's just random civilians and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's improvised weapons killing random civilians, and it's like, okay, I've got
what's my motivation?
Shards of glass just stabbing repeatedly, and like taking a plastic bag and right over the head and suffocating. But I'm like, this is dark.
Yeah. So that's the one that Patrick is hoping will come over soon.
Yes, I am because it's actually a really good game.
Okay.
Yeah, and a great ending. So
Speaking of good games, XCOM Enemy Unknown Plus
yes,
has been released on Vita, and that's crazy because those games are really complicated and require a lot of it's a lot of moving parts, and that type of strategy game, I didn't really think that the Vita would be able to handle it because they waited a while to put that out on PlayStation, and part of that was figuring out how to make it run.
Oh, exactly.
So I'm curious how this will work.
How to
but
make
like
it
this
run
one,
and how to do the controls of that.
yeah. Well, I mean, the having touchscreen and buttons,
That helps.
It's a lot better than just buttons.
Agreed.
So,
But having this on there, I know this will never happen, but one day I would love to have StarCraft, like on a Vita. I'd love to have Diablo
okay.
on a Vita. It's never going to happen.
if StarCraft could come to N64, it can come to Vita. All right.
But it sucked on N64. I want a
Yeah,
good
and it
version of
would
it.
probably suck on Vita, but it could come, and that's
could.
my point.
It could.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Mario Maker. One of the big speedrunners that makes, and they got a couple of quotes from him. He says that 90% of his feed is Mario Maker, and so 90% of his revenue, which this is what he does full time,
Yes.
is from Mario Maker. And Nintendo has deleted all of his levels.
Yep.
And
No word from them as to why.
Nope.
They just deleted them.
Yeah, and
Nintendo. We've said this so many times, and I'm trying not to repeat myself, but Nintendo does not understand the ecosystem of online anything. Street Pass is the only thing they got close to understanding, and that is a unique way of, like, you're not interacting, but you're interacting.
yeah, and there's
But anytime it's like, okay, we're going to play online, and you share things, or Nintendo just does not understand that ecosystem at all.
yeah, Street Pass is also kind of a vicinity thing, which it's a little bit more controlled than the wide open internet.
But if you go to a Wi-Fi spot that's for McDonald's, Best Buy, and a bunch of those places, if you go to a Wi-Fi spot that someone else has been to within the past 12 hours, you get theirs.
Yeah,
So it's not good. It's vicinity and it's not vicinity. But,
so
yeah.
so they're deleting stages and it's disappointing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Just stop it, Nintendo. Just put out buy the servers, maintain the servers. If you're going to do something like this,
yeah,
you have to hold all of it. You can't do this,
yeah.
and especially without a reason.
Okay,
If there's vulgarity, okay, I get it. You want to be family friendly,
Yeah.
And if you had a giant in the middle of it, then yeah, you don't want to.
I hope that a picture of the thing that you self-censored yourself shows up there.
It's going to be a Fight Club moment.
If that happened, and they just allowed you to republish your levels,
yeah, that'd be great. But you can't.
Yeah. And
you
so
have to make it
there's
from
a couple of fairly easy fixes that they could do, and they're not.
They're not.
So next story.
Doom's multiplayer. Gotten some more information on this,
Yeah.
and we have freeze tag.
We get freeze tag.
It sounds fun, but what?
Yeah, dude. In middle school, freeze tag was awesome.
It was, but I'm like, this is what I find funny, and I'm sure that was kind of one of the reasons that they did this. Is we're talking about Doom here. We're talking about one of the, speaking of ultraviolence, one of the biggest graphic games of disgusting, just gore. Freeze tag.
So apparently, like this is just cool though. Like the other multiplayer modes are fairly standard. You know, capture the area, king of the hill, death to all others, team death to all others by yourself. Like most of the rest of it's standard stuff. But freeze tag, I just wanted to bring up because that's cool.
That's really yeah.
I think that'll be fun.
I think so. Speaking of fun, we got some Jackbox. More Jackbox coming out. Yeah.
I love Jackbox. If you have parties at your place,
if you have people visit ever, it's quick. It's really quick.
Yeah, it's quick. It's fun. You can you play it with your phone, and yes,
everyone has a phone. Come on.
And so they're releasing another party pack sometime this year, and Drawful 2, which is one of the it's one of the top 3 of the 10 games that I've gotten so far.
Yeah.
And you get 2 colors to draw things and have other people guess what it draw things.
That's really cool.
But yeah, so I'm excited about that.
I like that. So you can have Pictionary. I wish that if you could do it where it was allowing you to get to create the category or create the subject you have to draw, that would be great, because then you don't have to limit. You can have something very specific to whoever's over. If you have a specific themed party, if you have.
But see, at that point, then somebody would be out.
You'd have to have
whoever created it wouldn't be able to have fun. And they put enough categories in it. We played it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And we keep coming up with new stuff, and a lot of there was one that was like, I remember something about Gandalf. But like it gets some nerdy stuff in there because it knows that nerds are mostly who's going to play this. So I like the categories, and
it's been fun. It's been really, really fun. Speaking of new things coming out, Telltale's actually going to create a new engine for their games.
No, they're updating
their engine. I apologize. They're updating their engine,
and the only thing that they're talking about is the graphics.
Yeah.
The graphics is like, it gets kind of janky sometimes, but like when saves are deleted, when the game crashes completely, when dialogue gets overwritten, when your save game just goes away, those are the problems.
I haven't had any of those yet, but
okay.
But they can happen.
You are lucky then.
I'm lucky apparently.
Because I've played maybe 4 or 5 hours of Telltale games, and I've lost 2.
That's ridiculous. Well, I mean, I know they're talking about updating the graphics and everything, but these games don't really need it. With the style that they go with, the cell shading a lot of times, there's really no reason to do it. Game of Thrones was fantastic. I loved the style in it. I get that maybe the first game, like Walking Dead game, okay, it's a little rough, but it still works. It's not a game that needs that.
Nobody's playing these games for the graphics.
No, we're playing for the story. We want the story.
Yeah. So the first game that's going to come out with this new and enhanced engine is going to be the Batman one, and they've said that from that point on they're going to have the new engine. So we'll see, and I'm hoping that it does fix it.
Real quick on that though, the Batman one they've mentioned, at least I don't think this was a rumor. They were saying that you're going to get Batman stuff and you're going to get Bruce Wayne stuff.
Yes,
so that's cool.
And sometimes you'll have an option, at least sometimes you'll have the option of whether you want to approach a mystery as Batman or as Bruce.
So I'll just approach him as Bruce every time.
Yeah, but then but that's a replayability to go through all the way through as Bruce, all the way through as Batman.
Now, if you could do that, that would be phenomenal. It gives you a choice. It's like, should I get the bat suit on?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to play this cool. Like, if it lets you do that, that would be great.
I'm sorry, no human in their right mind
would say
would answer the question, are you going to put the bat suit on, with no, because yes, you always put the bat suit on.
I was going to say, if you have one, you just put it on.
Yeah.
Why
not?
So Game Trailers staff, as we mentioned before, Game Trailers is defunct. But the Game Trailers staff has created a Kickstarter to basically fund new episodes of
Patreon. They're doing Patreon, and so it's going to be supported.
Created crowdfunding, whatever.
People are giving them money.
Yes, people.
Yeah, and so one of the really cool things about this is they're taking all the talent, and this is not going to be their full-time thing unless they get insane amounts of money.
Yeah.
Right now they're getting. Last time I checked, it was over $20,000 per month, and so they're going to be able to devote a considerable amount of their time. But like, there's a couple of people there that could have gone solo and maybe pulled enough in.
Easily.
But they're bringing everybody and moving forward as a team. And I think that's a really cool thing.
It's really cool. It's really commendable because one of them could, like you said, one of the larger talents there could easily have gone, all right, IGN, what do you got for me? And they didn't do that. So I like that. Really glad. Speaking of crowdfunding, you saw the news about the Rock Band crowdfunding songs.
Where you can buy like all of the songs for $2,500.
Yep. Because
on PC.
Yeah. No. I know people who have spent a lot of money, and I mean, I literally mean a couple $100 on Rock Band songs, because it's like buying an album, right? You don't realize until afterwards how much you buy. It's like, oh, $10, okay, $5, whatever, and then you realize, oh, over the course of a year, I've spent $350 or whatever it is.
But this is a bulk purchase of, and by doing that, you're spending like half the money, but no.
Yeah.
So
buy a car. Buy a guitar. A really good one.
Buy 2 semi-decent guitars. There's a lot of things you can do with. If you're having that much trouble spending $2,500, contact us.
Yeah, we will give you some ideas. I'll give you some ideas on that. Yeah.
Ed McMillan and James Sid are doing a game. It's like Legend of Bunko, I think, and it is a quote turn-based puzzle RPG type thingy that's randomly generated, and I think it's going to tie into Isaac, because it got posted on the Isaac blog, and I think it's going to tie into Binding of Isaac the same way that Binding of Isaac tied back into Super Meat Boy. Like you've got Chubb and a couple of characters that are going to come through. Yeah. So I think that's how it's going to show up.
That'd be really cool. As much as I like Binding of Isaac, I'm hoping that it changes up the not universe, but the tone. I think Binding of Isaac did a really good job with its tone and with the structure of you're not outright making fun of fundamentalist Christianity, but you are.
Yeah,
fundamentalism in general.
Well, the funny thing to me is how much a working knowledge of Christianity as a whole can actually help you in that game figure out like synergies and stuff and things. Yeah, but I love Binding of Isaac.
I know you do. I just mean that I would like a different subject matter. I'd like to see it kind of for creative purposes.
Yeah. Well, considering Super Meat Boy was hey, there's a baby in a jar that wants to beat up your girlfriend. I mean, I really don't think we have to worry about him coming up with something creative to make the story about.
That's true. We'll see what he does.
Yeah. Stranger of Sword City and Trackmania are released on Xbox One with demos. And that's the main thing here, because if we actually listed all the things that come out every week, that would take about half the show.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that.
No.
But these are coming out with demos. Mostly, I kind of want to encourage people to go and get the demos.
Yeah.
To kind of push these things forward. I know.
Show your interest.
Trackmania. Trackmania is also on PS4, I believe.
I believe so.
I will double check that, but
I think that even grabbing the demo, you not only get to try out something new that you may or may not have tried before. That's one thing I love about demos, and at least we're getting more demos now than I miss the old demo discs and stuff. But but
at least I don't have to feel guilty for walking in, taking a disc out, and not buying a magazine.
Well, that's true.
I was broke.
Yeah,
I was a kid.
But to me, I think that demos in this day and age, not only can you get to try a new game that you may have not gotten your hands on before or otherwise, the other great thing is that now they can actually track this, and they can say, look how many people were interested in it.
Yep.
And if they go, wow, all these people downloaded it but didn't buy it, let's see why.
Well, and at the origin of XBLA, everything was required to have a demo.
Yeah.
And like people are much more willing to, because like generally speaking with the XBLA stuff, nobody knew who was making these games. These aren't names that we recognize, people we trust.
Exactly.
And as we the whole reason that we have the Gold Plus Roundup, it's as much about time as money.
It is.
And if you can drop in a little bit of download time, hop in and see if Trackmania Turbo is for you, and then pick it up or not.
Yeah.
That's a service to them, and it helps get more eyes on your game.
It really does. So, today, March 29th, if you're watching this on the day that it airs, and good on you for doing that, Tomb Raider's final DLC has been released for the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider game.
Right.
Which I love the game, but I don't like the title. Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Enter the Tomb Raider. Let's be a Tomb Raider.
Well, at least they didn't do all that. That would have been slightly worse. Maybe that's the name of the definitive edition that we're getting on
Enter
PS4.
the Tomb Raider.
Enter the Tomb Raider. Rise of the final Tomb Raider.
Oh, I was trying to go with an Enter the Dragon joke, but I just realized that gets a little real
fast. I was wondering how long it was going to take you.
I was trying to do a Bruce Lee joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's coming out, is out today.
Right.
And go grab it, because this game is fantastic. If you haven't played it, do yourself a favor, play it. Go grab it at GameStop or your local place. Grab it used if you won't want to grab it new.
Or wait a couple months, get the definitive edition that is absolutely coming.
This is true. It's probably going to come out in a couple months. You can save yourself a little bit of money.
Yeah. And it will be available everywhere.
But then you have to wait.
Nobody wants to wait. Okay.
That's okay.
Go buy it now. Go spend all of your money on Tomb Raider. Buy multiple copies.
I was going to say, you don't really have... you can wait because Fallout DLC is out, so you can wait. You can wait.
So, Three Town is now available to everyone.
I read it as Nuketown, but not Three Town works.
Yeah, but we don't get to make Three Stooges jokes very often.
No, we don't.
Very. Yeah. So I've been waiting all week to tell this one. Nuketown is a classic Black Ops map that a bunch of people really like, and it was really weird. It was attached to pre-orders, and then some people, like in the UK, some people were not eligible because they pre-ordered it from the store online. It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And so they didn't say anything at that point, but now they've just gone, okay, everybody play this one. And so cool. And that's a map that a lot of people, it's a classic map from Black Ops 2, I think. Yeah. So that's available now, and you can go play that.
So that's available now. Oh my God.
So that's available now, and you can go play that.
So Rocket League, and this did not surprise me. Yes, we talk about Rocket League every week.
Okay, it doesn't surprise me. The speed surprises me.
So we discussed before that Microsoft has basically said we want it to be open for Sony, for anybody, and really they're talking about Sony, to play multiplayer games between the PS4 and the Xbox. And Rocket League, the guys at Rocket League said, "Hey, we figured it out.
Yeah,
we're ready."
Psyonix is like, "All right, we figured out the technical side."
Yeah.
And I think the quote in the article is, "Now we just have to figure out where we stand with everybody."
Well, yeah,
And
because Sony has to say,
it's
this is okay.
It's a politics thing, and okay, we've figured out a solution. How do we need to adjust it so that it works for everybody? Which is amazing, and I have nothing but respect for the Psyonix guys, and I will continue to buy all the DLC that they put out as soon as, or maybe even before it gets released.
Well, it shows that they are so player centric. That what they care about the players so much that they say we need this environment to work, and this is an even better way to make it work. I absolutely love it.
Yeah,
lots of respect.
Yeah. Also, in Rocket League personal news, I have made it to an average of 1 goal per game.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. Part of that was because of somebody who's fairly new to the game.
Okay.
They wanted to challenge me to 1-on-1. That helped a lot. Thank you, Justin. But yeah, I'm really excited about that.
1-on-1 is great for teaching.
It is.
It's great for teaching. I wish that you could create a custom 1-on-1 match with an increased time limit. That'd be cool.
Well, then you're in luck. You can adjust the time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's one of the mutators.
I didn't see that.
Your wish is granted.
Yeah, so I completely didn't see that because for teaching purposes, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And to say, all right, try this out, or just to create a custom match, you can even create a custom couch player co-op match.
My favorite is regenerating boost.
Yeah,
it is
that's cool.
so fun because you just have crazy amounts. Because like honestly, if you don't have something for boost, a 1v1 can be kind of slow sometimes, and if you miss, you can be so far out of position.
Yeah.
So
for a 1-on-1, that's actually a really good idea because you're going to run out of boost, or you're going to go try and chase boost.
Yeah, and that's the way I prefer to play. And if you want to challenge me to a 1-on-1, then we can do it, and that's the mod we will have on.
So Robotron 2084 is available for Fallout DLC. So this is a mod.
No. It's one of the holotapes.
I didn't see this.
No. It's in Automatron. They didn't announce it. They didn't announce it, but it's in there. And IGN, Polygon, Kotaku, everybody was like, Roton 2084!
I completely didn't see it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I put the headlines here. Aren't you glad you have a podcast where I can sit next to you and tell you about all the things you missed?
I've been playing the Fallout DLC. I have not found that holotape yet. I thought this was
there's also an alien blaster that nobody would find if
that's true.
Because why would you even go under there? Anyway, yeah, Fallout has so much fun, interesting stuff in there, really and this is another example of a thing that they did, and I'm excited about it. The Mechanist, who is part of Automatron, no spoilers. He's apparently the big bad, but he is apparently related to Silver Shroud in some way, which is a fictional thing within the fictional universe. And if you wear the Silver Shroud armor to your confrontation with the Mechanist, you get bonus dialogue. Because he recognized you as the hero, Silver Shroud.
Is he related to him, or is he just delusional?
I don't know.
I wonder if he's delusional.
But I want that extra stuff.
This is the Fallout universe where what was it? It was a little girl reading a comic book, decided she was going to be a supervillain and command ants. I mean, there's weird stuff that happens in here, so it could be he's just delusional, but that's really weird and cool.
Yeah, and I love how much stuff gets poured into this, even knowing that a very small minority of people are going to see it. They take the time, just like Rockstar does, because Rockstar has a Vinewood tour bus that goes around to all the to all the Vinewood celebrities who are all fictional and tells you stories about them, and it's an 1.5 hour long tour.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
it just sits there waiting for you, and it's here if you want it.
Want to do it.
And so props to Bethesda for rocking this out.
Love it.
That makes me happy. Yakuza 0 is coming to the West in 2017. I'm not going to talk about it, and I'm not going to give any attention to the Yakuza series until they bring us Yakuza 6. because that released on PS4 over there, not over here.
Yep.
Next story.
Exactly. So,
Yeah, I'm unreasonably angry
That's
about
fine.
that one.
Atari's revealed 100 games for their Steam collection.
Yes,
And-
it's just push them out and go play them.
If it's collection, I'm cool with it. We've mentioned this before on the show. You give me, 50 Atari games for $20. I'm like, yeah, I'll grab them.
Yeah.
Because there's a handful that I want to play, and I may try out the others. But it gives a very great opportunity for people to play, especially for people who missed this generation.
Yeah, and the other thing is that is if we support these things, then there's more incentive for developers, for publishers to hang on to the stuff, because there are some games that literally don't exist anywhere because the masters got deleted or burned in a fire or drowned. Like there's so many things that can happen to these, and things like this, by pushing these forward, we are helping to preserve gaming history.
Exactly.
And that's as important to me as the fact that it exists. I don't play games on my computer. I'll still probably buy this because the 2600 is such an important console.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And it's
I'll pick it up. I play games on my PC.
Yep. In sadder news, Evolution Studios is being shut down by Sony. Evolution Studios is the people that did Drive Club, and I honestly didn't see this. Okay, so Drive Club was supposed to be a launch game, and a year and a half later it releases and it's broken, and it slowly climbed this hill until now. Apparently, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
I like arcade driving games, but for the people who are into The Sims, Drive Club is apparently masterful.
Too little, too late, though.
Yeah, but they let them continue run through all that.
Yeah.
And it's just surprising to me that it closes down this late. So, yeah,
Agreed.
that's disappointing, and our thoughts and prayers go out to those affected by these layoffs.
Natural disasters are horrible.
You're not helping. You're not helping.
So, rumor has it that Nintendo is ending the production of the Wii U.
Yep.
And Nintendo has said, no, we love the Wii U. We're still making them.
Just like they said that there's no such thing as a 3DS less than 60 days before releasing the 3DS.
Exactly.
And this is why Microsoft and Sony, just every time they just spit out that same line as, we don't comment on rumors or speculation.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to something like this, we just assume Nintendo's lying.
Yes. I don't trust them. They're lying.
Yeah. And I would imagine they're probably to continue to produce Wii U's, their stock has to be tremendous. And if they're wanting to move over to the NX, and I know it's a really weird and difficult time for them because they announced the NX way too bloody early, and that's all anyone wants to talk about, and I'm sure that caused a massive drop off in Wii U,
the
because
small sales that they did have.
Yeah, because
you were you were considering buying one.
Yeah.
I know quite a few people who are considering buying one, and now they're saying, okay, well, why don't I just wait 8 or 9 months and I'll just buy the new console?
Yep.
Because at this point, that's what you're probably going to end up doing. Side note on that additional rumor, because this is a rumor, we talked about the rumor that it is a handheld and also a console integration thing.
Yep.
So another rumor is that actually what's going to happen is that the handheld version is going to come out first, the console version is going to come out second, and you get a bundle version when you do that.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be all contained.
I can't remember how confident I feel about that particular rumor, because there's a lot of Nintendo rumors floating around.
Lots.
But yeah, that is one of the other ones. And then this week there was also some pictures that turned out to be fake, but really good fakes.
Man, they were really good fakes. It had me going. Yeah.
So that was a fun thing that happened this week, that you can go and look at pretend pictures if you want. There's a company whose job it is to kind of analyze the market, figure out interest on various things, and they've said that 1.6 million PlayStation VR sales projected before the end of this year.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Really is, because I did not expect this. Not only because it's VR. I hesitate to say a new technology. But it's a new technology. It's a new idea. It's not an old new idea, but it is a new technology. It's like 3D. We tried it before. It didn't work. We weren't ready for it. We may be ready for it now.
And that's the reason that Sony has continually come out and said, okay, we didn't do VR before because we couldn't make it really happen.
But now, not only can they make it happen, you have HTC, you have the Oculus Rift, you have Sony VR.
Yeah.
You have so many different versions now that it worries me.
Well, one interesting thing about this is, and this was another statistic that they analyzed and figured this thing out, is they said that only about 16 million PC users will have the capacity to run Oculus and Vive.
Yeah.
And so that really pushes and that really pushes the PlayStation 1, because the cost of entry, if you don't have a PlayStation at all, is only $100 more than the VR set for the Vive, not counting the $1,200 PC you need to run it.
Yeah.
So and with, you know, we're probably going to be, I'll say 45 million PlayStation 4s on the market by the time, by October.
By the end of the year,
So it's been really fun, and people who have talked about it, people who have actually gone from system to system and everything, they say that the PlayStation 1 isn't the prettiest, but it works.
Yeah.
It's comfortable, and the games, the software side of it is supported.
Yeah.
And I am really enjoying watching this. I haven't gotten to try any of them. Honestly, I don't want to put a public set on my head. Like, I know that they're gonna. I'm not usually that germophobic, but that is my face.
Oh, come on.
No, that especially at a trade show. At a trade show would be the worst, because that's so many people right after it's.
It's not only that. We can make jokes about the hygiene and everything. It doesn't have to do with hygiene. It's the fact that you're on your feet and you're around that many people so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just sheer quantity and statistics.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So Minecraft Episode 5 was announced, and
Minecraft story mode
for story mode thing, which I don't know if anyone's playing, because I'm not.
Well, people have to be, because they have announced 3 extra episodes.
I would love to see the age demographic on it.
Yeah,
because
that'd be fun.
Because Minecraft is, I've mentioned it before, Minecraft is this generation's Mario.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing it, all the kids are playing it, and I'm willing to bet that it's not the kids that are playing these games.
Yeah.
As much as we'd like it to be, it's not the kids playing these games. But I'm glad that they're getting more of them. But
yeah.
Let us know if you're trying it out. Let us know. We'll check it out with you, maybe.
Indeed.
Lego Star Wars actually is they're
doing new things.
Doing new things as opposed to the normal thing.
Yeah, because like I love Lego games.
Yeah.
But a Lego game is a Lego game is a Lego game, and it's you're doing the same things with different abilities, different costumes, whatever. They're bringing 3D battles and third-person blaster fights to the Lego The Force Awakens, which is cool. And I love flying around in TIE fighters and. Okay,
you love that in Battlefront then.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I like X-Wings. I love TIE fighters.
Yeah.
TIE fighters are so cool, and especially if you give me an interceptor, that's all I'm going to do. Because they're so
in Battlefront,
cool.
You can choose, like, when you're playing, it's like, okay, do you want a regular TIE fighter or an interceptor? Do you want an A-Wing or an X-Wing?
Yeah, and
so you get to actually choose. Which I don't know why people would choose that regular TIE fighter over an interceptor. Interceptor's just cool, come on.
I don't know. Yeah. People be crazy.
People are weird. So April 19th, Banner Saga is going to be released.
Banner Saga 2.
Banner Saga 2.
Coming to PC.
I haven't played any of these games, so I'm just like, it's a saga.
I bought it on PlayStation because they told me it was coming to Vita, and I'm supporting that because yeah. But Sony's funded it, so it's coming someday.
Yeah.
Clearly, we're super excited about that one.
Next topic.
Sony has announced ForwardWorks is their new smartphone game studio company thing. Only in Japan. and that's kind of sad.
I'm tired of saying words only in Japan. I'm tired of reading the words only in Japan when it comes to gaming. There shouldn't be a reason for that.
Yeah.
Mobile gaming is the new thing.
And see,
well, not really new at this point, but
right. But it is much bigger in Japan, and here the games that are the biggest are the I'm sorry, Clash of Clans and whatever garbage is mostly what people spend money on.
Yeah. No, it's garbage.
And so I feel like in Japan they probably, this is a guess, but analytics have probably told them that the kind of games they want to make for mobile will work in Japan and probably get buried here. And that's the problem. It makes sense from a business standpoint.
Yeah. There's too much crap in mobile.
And this is something but the cool thing is that Sony is really good about localization. And even stuff that gets put out in Japan will probably have an English translation. So on my Android, I can just grab the APK.
That's true.
But I won't be able to do that legally. I won't be able to monetarily support them. And that's a problem.
Exactly. So you want to stop piracy, bring it out everywhere.
Yeah. Speaking of problems, Hitman Online or Hitman Online saves are apparently incompatible with the offline ones, and if you get disconnected from the servers, they will kick you out of your game and you'll lose whatever progress you've made. And no, that is not okay.
If you're losing progress that you've made, well, never mind. Hitman's more open world than it is episodic at this point. So
the other thing is that in Hitman, a lot of times, for myself anyway, when I play a mission, I figure out something, and if I figure out a really cool way to do something, I don't care if it takes me 45 minutes to set it up.
Yeah.
And I literally figured out a way to get up in a tree at one point and drop on my mark. And I was really excited about it, but he doesn't pass under there until like he's escaping from the mission or whatever. So I had to get up there, go make a sandwich, get my drink, and like I had to wait like 15 minutes after I had set up everything for it to work. But I was really excited about making this kill. And situations like that, if I come back, sandwich in hand, ready to drop on this guy, that may be the weirdest sentence this week. If I come back, sandwich in hand, ready to drop on this guy, and I've lost my save and I have to go do it again, I'm probably going to walk away. And eat my sandwich and cry.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's
and
sad.
So I don't understand why they're doing this, and it feels like there should be an easier way. But, nah. But they said that this is on purpose, and they are not changing it.
It has to be similar to like World of Warcraft or any game like that, where you're online and you're connected. There's way too many variables to keep track of. To say, oh, you disconnected at this point. Let me load you back in right at that point.
Yeah, but like saving
every type of autosave.
Right, but that's the thing is it'll kick you back to the beginning of the mission because there's not a mid-game autosave.
Yeah. That's lame.
So I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it. So the Steam controller customization files were announced for this is for the So, which I don't know if you guys are excited about the Steam controller because I'm not. You can use an Xbox 360 controller for it.
Yeah. So that's
which
fine.
is better.
But I the main reason I included this story is because I think it's cool that they released it because the PC community is so much about modding and customization and making it your own, and Valve has said go do your thing, but if you mod a controller, you need to either clear it with us or wipe it before you sell the controller. And I think that's cool because it's kind of letting people do what they want and still protecting the next person in line at the same time.
Yeah, well,
so
as much as you can.
Yeah,
they're like don't you better wipe it, which is not going to happen. And I'm saying that because I'm in telecom, and the amount of customers that I deal with who have such and such equipment that doesn't is refurbished that turns out no one wiped anything from, and I'm having to
when I got my second PS3, it came with Burnout Paradise and the dude's login information and credit card. And saved credit card. I could have bought everything.
Yeah.
Everything that I wanted and just... but I didn't.
I was going to say...
But I could have.
I was hoping...
really wanted to yell at this person. So Brian, whatever set of numbers after that, you're welcome.
Yeah.
And don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Just wipe it.
I had to help someone, and I'm not in IT, but I had to help someone with a QoS setting on a router. Or I was helping them, and I was like, all right, I think I can fix this with a QoS setting on the router. Got into the router, and there were rules for World of Warcraft, for Quake, for all these. It turns out it turns out that half of them were stock firmware for this Netgear router. Was like, oh, here's a rule for Age of Empires and Clash of Clans, or not Clash of Clans, sorry, Age of Empires and Warcraft, not World of Warcraft, and all these others. And then someone added more. So this person had 38 QoS rules to basically say, okay, well, this one has higher priority and this one has higher priority. They're all fighting. Yeah. It's ridiculous. So no one wipes stuff. No one's going to do it.
Nope.
So Dark Souls 3 is released in Japan. Meanwhile,
and there's it. They already have the localization.
Yep.
The voices are in English, even in the Japanese one.
There's no reason for this.
I don't understand that.
We need 3 weeks for localization. No, you don't.
No,
you don't.
Well, but Bandai Namco has said that your experience will not be complete if you play it before the international release. So then why did you release it? It doesn't affect me, but the Japanese customers who pre-ordered, bought, and paid for a game to get a message that says, oh, your game's not complete, by the way, a week after release. Yeah. No. That is no.
Just release it all at once, especially with a game like this. Release it all at once.
Because Epic Name Bro had to go dark. Like his Twitter is unresponsive. His YouTube comments are shut off because somebody's beaten it.
Yeah.
And there's an entire walkthrough and spoilers everywhere. Right. And the best part of that game is walking around with my shoulders slowly tightening because I know that something's about to jump out at me and I can't wait for it to happen so that I can die and do better next time.
That's why I don't mind stories. I don't mind story spoilers in these games because the story is so interwoven, it's so subtle that I don't mind it because then
linked to our Bloodborne cast. Yeah.
So going through those, I can go. Reading an item or something.
When you finish the game, you're not even sure what happened until you talk it over with half a dozen people and figure out, what did I just play?
Yeah. Which is why I don't mind a story, for the most part,
but
spoilers.
Gameplay spoilers are a bigger deal in these games than I feel like any other series that's out right now.
Exactly.
Because it's so much about the gameplay.
It is.
Speaking of story and spoilers, spoiler, not really.
Not really.
So Gears 4. If you don't want to know anything, then
watch our other video.
See you next week. But they've said that Gears 4 is going to be the start of a new trilogy. So apparently they're taking the Arkham route, and they're just not going to acknowledge that other one.
Yep. You had the previous trilogy, and now you have a new trilogy. Nothing ever happened in between 3 and 4.
Yep. So it's going to be Marcus's son, and they have he's part of a small squad who has gone AWOL.
Yes.
Don't know why. And the Gears 4 will take place during the time span of a single night, which is awesome.
Very cool.
And I think that's really wonderful, and I'm really looking forward to the cutscene where it'll be like, the last thing that you did took 2 hours. Okay, sure. And it'll
Suspend
progress
your
through.
disbelief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it. And since last month when we had the roundup and I played Gears 2 for the first time, that game sold me on that series. I am excited about Gears 4, which is one of the best ways to do that is give us a free game and say, hey, you like that? Check out this. And it was the same for me with Infamous. I got Infamous for free. Bought Infamous 2 the day it came out.
Yep. It wouldn't surprise me if we get Gears 3 for free later on this year. Wouldn't surprise me. You get people introduced, you give them more story. I think it'll help to lead up into 4.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to that. So let us know, what are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to the new Gears game? Are you looking forward to something else that we didn't mention?
Dark Souls!
Dark Souls!
Go play Salt and Sanctuary.
Yes.
That game is so good.
And other spoilers for the Gold Plus Roundup, Lords of the Fallen. If you want some Dark Souls, but not Dark Souls, go play that game.
Dark Souls that isn't Dark Souls.
Yes.
And if you want 2D Dark Souls, go play Salt and Sanctuary.
Exactly. So go play those. Have a good one.